You are now tuning into the Princess with the Real show, where I keep it real all day, every day. Tuning into my Valentine's edition of Princess with the Real. So, of course, I want to give out some tips and some different things that you can do for Valentine's, as far as, what females like, as far as what men like, in my opinion. I think Valentine's Day should be a year-round thing. Like, you should show love year-round. You should let your spouse know how much you appreciate them year-round. Don't wait until Valentine's Day to give them that love that they deserve to get all year. That be the problem in a lot of relationships. A lot of people wait until Valentine's Day to show all of that love and affection that they should have been showing all year. And that's not cool. Because if you really love and care about somebody, every day should be something like Valentine's Day. Every day they should feel appreciated. Every day they should feel that love, or be told that they're loved. Every day you should be able, if you can buy all of these gifts and do all of this stuff on Valentine's Day, this is something that you should be doing year round. Like, I'm not saying every day shower your spouse with gifts. But what I'm saying is every now and then pop up out of the blue with a flower or a piece of some candy or some type of surprise to show them that they are appreciated, to show that you love them, to show that you care. Because now, all females do look forward to Valentine's Day and having them a Valentine, because that's just, for everybody, Valentine's Day is that day where you really show love. And those side pieces, that's when they realize that they're a side piece, because on Valentine's Day, most men spend time with their main piece. Now, if they still spend time with their side piece on Valentine's Day, the side chick is now the main chick. That's just my opinion. But so for Valentine's Day, there's a number of different things you can do. And you don't have to spend a lot of money. So if you don't have a lot of money to spend for Valentine's Day, don't worry. Don't feel shame and feel like you can't do nothing for your spouse. If you don't have no money, plan something in the house to do. Plan something that you can do in the house, such as watching a movie. Go to the Dollar Tree, Family Dollar or something, buy you some fake rose petals. Buy things like that you can put around the house, sprinkle some things around the house. You can't afford to go out and buy a meal, then you cook something. Even if you're not a good cook, here's the thing is you cannot be a good cook, and on Valentine's Day that gives you and your spouse something to laugh about. Not only does it give you and your spouse something to laugh about, being that you are not a good cook and your spouse probably already knows that, it shows even that much more that you care and you really are showing that love and appreciation, because you're doing something that you know you're not good at, just to do something to try to make that person feel happy or feel special. So I think that is something that you can do. Another thing on Valentine's Day, for me, I'm one of those girls who is like, I don't care about going out and about on Valentine's Day. I don't care about seeing the people. I want to spend time with my spouse. So my thing is getting a hotel room and being booed up in the hotel room all night. You don't have to leave your room. You don't have to go spend more money outside of that. You get you a room, you get you a bottle, you get you some things from this, that, and the other, Starship or whatever, and you have fun in the room. That's the enjoyment I get on Valentine's Day. For me on Valentine's, it's like I just want to be booed up in a room all freaking day, where I can get it in all day whenever I want to. Like, that's what kind of situation I want. I want butt nakedness all through the room all day long, easy access. So that's what I like. Maybe somebody else may like that too. Movies, skating, bowling, anything that you can build memories. This is what people don't think about when it comes to Valentine's. They think about, they put more thought into the gift. Let me get you the best gift possible. That gift may be around from years to come, but you need memories. Each Valentine's Day you should be building memories that your spouse will never forget, so that they'll remember that why they with you. So just keep that in mind when you're planning your Valentine's Day events, and just don't include other people. In my opinion, when it comes to Valentine's, you're supposed to be spending that with your spouse. Like, you need to try to get you a babysitter if you can get a babysitter. If not, then do what you need to do with the kids, so that way you can enjoy it with your spouse. Don't invite all your homeboys over thinking that all of us can kick it together. They got girlfriends. I'm the type of girl that I don't really get along with everybody. So I don't want my dude to be bringing his dude around with his girlfriends. The other reason why I'm like that is because I've been in those situations where one of the dudes will bring a girl around one day, then the next day he got another girl around. I don't want it to be that awkward kind of situation on Valentine's. So I think dudes, if you planning some double date type stuff, run that by your chick. You can't surprise a chick with some shit like that, because Valentine's Day, most women want to spend it exclusively with their man, not with a whole other couple intertwined into what's going on. So just keep that in mind when it comes to Valentine's Day. I decided to get sexy for today's show because Valentine's. And for me, Valentine's is much more than just Valentine's Day. It's also my anniversary. So I like to plan, and there's nothing wrong with the female planning Valentine's. Don't get it twisted that the man got to do it all. Yeah, he's supposed to get you a gift, correct. But when it comes to the planning, men, they can plan stuff. But in my opinion, women do it better. So I like to plan, and most times my spouse does plan for Valentine's Day, but for me, I like to plan it out because I like to have it a certain way. I like to know everything that I want for Valentine's Day is going to come true. So I work on planning behind the scenes. I don't say nothing about what I'm doing, and it don't intertwine with anything that he's planning. So, and I say that to you ladies, is your man can still plan something. You don't have to tell him he can't plan nothing. But I think if you really want everything that you want out of this Valentine's Day, that you will put your own little plans and motions as well that will not, you know, fuck up what he got planned. It can go in one and the same. For me, the plans that I'm doing outside of what he's planning is just like I said, I just want to have fun in the room. So I'm making sure I get everything that I need to have that fun in the room that I want to have. So that's how I do my own planning. You know, as far as eating food and stuff like that, you just put something in his ear. Like, that's all you have to do, ladies. Just put it in his ear. Because a lot of times they don't know exactly what you want. But if you start throwing stuff out there, it makes it easier for them to plan. You know, it's less stress on them. Because men be getting stressed out trying to make sure their girls is good for Valentine's Day. So this makes it less stressful when it comes to planning that day. Everybody's going to get what they want in the end. That I've been seeing lately, I watched Birds of the Feather 2. That, you know, I watched part 1 already. That was good. Part 2 is also good. That's a good movie for people to go see. One thing that they did touch on that kind of hit home for me is when everybody was talking to Beethoven, and they were telling Beethoven that, you know, because he don't smoke, because he don't drink, because he don't, you know, he's not this image of the average rapper, the average person in the industry that is a black person. He doesn't carry that image. They pretty much told him he's not marketable. They told him they don't know how to market him, you know, how to make it to where he relates to the people that really like his music, or I mean like his beats, or you know, like what he got going on. They want to be able to promote him better, and they can't promote him because he don't drink and he don't smoke and he don't do all of the stuff that everybody else do. They even went as far as to saying, do you have a spouse? And he said, I was engaged, and they was like, well, you need to cheat on her in order, you know, have an affair so that way we can spend this and market you. I think that is ridiculous, you know, and I like his response to it because he was not going to let them change him. He was not going to let them turn him into something that he was not. And I love that response. But in all actuality, this is the kind of stuff that we're dealing with in day-to-day life. This is the kind of stuff that we're like seeing all the time, is that people are changing the image of who they are to become this image of what society wants them to be just so they can make it. So it's come to the point where you can't make it off of pure talent. Your talent really gets you nowhere nowadays in the industry. It's about likability. And if everybody likes you, and if everybody can relate to you. And I think that's fucked up in this world. Like, for me, I work hard every day. I go out and I record different locations. I may not be getting paid, but I record just to, you know, get my skills up, to put things out there, to show people what I'm doing. I do work for other people. I edit pictures. I edit videos for others. But nobody promotes me. Nobody tells people, you know, this is what she's doing. You know, she's great at this. You know, you want to work with her. I'm the only one out here promoting myself. And now I'm also a good mother who stays at home with my children. So I can't be out here in these streets, running these streets, always in people's faces. I'm not at that point yet because I still have a family at home to raise. And in this society, with everything that's going on in this society, I'd be damned if I leave my kids on their own. I'd be damned if I'm always out and about and my kids don't have a parent at home, you know, there for them. Like, you have to make sacrifices. And for me, I made that sacrifice for my children. Their father, he has a job where he has to move around and he has to do what he needs to do. So I sacrificed to where he can get what he needs to get done, and I'm still at home taking care of my kids. Now, I'm still going to push me. I'm still going to push everything that I'm trying to do in life. But that hinders me a little bit when it comes to getting to where I want to be in life. And I have so many people tell me, you know, you need to do things differently on your social media. You need to figure out how to get your likes up. You need that. But what they're telling me is I need to change who I am, because apparently the people don't like who I am right now at this state of where I am enough to follow me and want to see me and want to, you know, support me and want to promote me. I don't think that's cool, because here's the thing is I can never change who I am. I've been this person for 31 years. I'm not going to change me to be acceptable to society. And this is why I have me a full-time job. This is the kind of stuff that I'm doing to try to build my brand and build my career on my own, so that way I don't have to clock into somebody else's clock. That way I can, you know, I can make my own hours. I can do what I need to do and do what I want to do that makes me happy. But it takes time to get to that point, because for a person like me who's not willing to change for society and not willing to accept what society wants me to be, I'm going to be me regardless, it's going to take me longer to get there. It's going to take a lot of work and a lot of effort out of my part for me to be successful in this area. But again, like I stated in the beginning, I have kids to take care of. I have a whole family that is depending on me. You know, I don't only support my children, I look out for other people too. So I have to keep me a 9 to 5. I have to have me a job where it's something else is bringing in the income, because this right here is not bringing in income. It's taking income. Now, yeah, last year, my first year with my website, I made a little bit of money, maybe $100 or so. That's not nothing. Not nothing even to speak on. What I get paid for is going to work every day, doing my 9 to 5. This right here, it takes money to make money. So I'm putting in a lot of money, investing into this, in hopes that it will grow. And a lot of people don't get that. A lot of people think that you can just throw some shit together and you can put it together and you just gonna pop. And some people may pop like that because you are connected to the right people. You know the right people who's gonna help you pop. For me, I don't know nobody. I keep to myself, you know, so I don't know who to get in with that's gonna make me pop. And not only that is, I'm not one of those people who like to kick it around people just to pop. Like, I don't want you to feel like I'm hanging with you because you got some type of shine and I'm trying to get in on what you got going on. No, I hang with people because I genuinely want to hang with them. It's nothing to do with they pull, they connect, none of that. I don't ask anybody. I know people who have connects. I know people who, you know, could probably get me a foot in the door in different areas. Will I ask them to do that? No, because here's my thing is they see what I'm doing. They see that I'm trying to do, you know, I'm trying to get into an avenue that I wasn't in before. They see everything that I'm doing because I know them. I know they're following me. I know they see what I'm doing. So when they feel like it's the right time to connect me with their people, they will. And if they never feel that, then that's cool. I'm not going to defriend somebody and not be cool with somebody because I know they got pulled with somebody. And I know that they could possibly get me in by speaking my name up in a room. No. They're not obligated to do that. And nobody is obligated to do that. My thing is, the only obligation I say on people when it comes to me and my work and everything that I do is if I do work for you, I feel like you're obligated to let people know that I'm doing work for you. That's it. That's how I get my name started. That's how I get people to want to work with me. I can't always just post work that I've done for myself and hope that people are going to be like, okay, I want to work with her because she did that on her own. No, the thing that's fucked up with society is no matter how many good things I put together for myself, they don't believe into you. They don't believe in you until you start doing it for somebody else. They want to see that somebody else is employing you to work for them. They want to see feedback from other people on how it is working with you. They can't just go on you doing the work for yourself. And I've learned that. And that's why I go out here and I try to do things for different people. And I don't always charge people for my services right now in this moment just because I'm trying to build a brand. I'm trying to build that portfolio that I can show people, like, go to this page. This is work that was done by me. Go here. I created this stuff here. I don't want it to be just on my platform. I want people to be able to go to other platforms and see my work in other platforms. So that's what I'm working on now. And I think that anybody who wants to be successful in business, in this type of business, you do have to work with other people. And that sometimes means you may have to do something for free. Sometimes you have to work for free in order to get that chance to get that opportunity where you're making that good money. going back to Birds of a Feather too, you know, with Beethoven, and they had an issue with him selling his beats to the streets for a low price, and then wanting a big price from the, you know, the people in the industry. And I get where they were coming from with that, but at the same time, him selling his beats at a low price to the people in the streets helped him get on. You know, did he ever want to do that? Probably not. He probably did not want to sell his beats for dirt cheap. But he did that because he knew he had to get the hood on his side. He had to get the people who really out here that's going to promote him on his side. And that's what he did. By selling them beats at a low price, then they were able to be successful. They were able to grow. That's how you run a successful business. That's how you look out for others. Like, it may not always be what it seems, but that's how you look out for others. Sometimes you have to lowball yourself to help others be successful. And helping others be successful helps your success. A lot of people don't think like that. Others to succeed helps you to succeed. Because when people go back and they tell their stories, as I do and most people do, when people go back and tell their stories about how they got to where they are in life, and you know, the different things they've overcame, and the people who was looking out for them, the people who had their backs through the, you know, through everything they was going through, they're going to mention you in those stories. And it's not, you shouldn't do it just to be mentioned in the story, let me say that. But the more people that mention the work that you've done for them and how it was working with you and the things that, you know, they've accomplished dealing with you, the more successful you will be. People don't realize that success is not what you can do for yourself. Success is what you can do for others to help others to shine. So while people out here, they trying to just look out for them and only them, those are the people who don't become successful. You may have a moment of success, but your success fades away really fast because you're not looking out for nobody but yourself. Now, I do have that mentality is I'm for me. I'm looking out for me. I'm trying to make sure I make it. But in that mentality, I also still do whatever I can to help others to make it. So I feel like that's how you are successful. People like Beethoven, he was successful because he looked out for the bottom people, the people that was below him, not necessarily like down to nobody, but he looked out for the people who was less fortunate and couldn't afford to pay them high prices for his beats and stuff. He looked out for those people, and that's why he continued to do good in life. That's why he's continuing to move up in life, because he's not just looking out for self, he's looking out for others as much as he can. And I think a lot of people need to realize that and remember that success is not just because of what you do for yourself. Success is what you do for others as well. You have to show that you have that mentality of I can help myself get to where I want to be, but if I can help others, I will too. Like, God don't like ugly, and that's God don't like ugly. And if you being ugly to other people when you know you can help them out, why would you do that? You know, we're all supposed to be brothers and sisters. You should be able to look out for your other brother and sister. Like, it should be, if you can do it with no questions asked, it's not going to hurt you. It's not going to, you know, hurt your family. It's not going to take from your pockets in a way that you can't, you know, maintain in life. Then why not help out for other people? Why not look out for other people? For me, I give free game all the time. With what I'm doing in my business and me trying to grow my podcast and everything that I'm doing, I teach other people how to do exactly what I'm doing. People be like, why are you showing people to do what you do, and then they're going to end up doing it better than you, or they get on before you. It's not about that for me. It's about helping everybody to make it. So if I can do something that's going to help you make it in your career, that makes me feel good. I'm not one of those people who is like, oh, well, shit, they took my idea, fuck them. They trying to do what I'm doing. No, I feel good knowing that I helped somebody get to where they are today. It even still, like, do I want them to mention me in their story? Yeah, I want them to mention me in their story because I helped them to get there. But at the same time, I'm not looking for that. My glory and my happiness come from just seeing someone that I gave advice, someone that I told some things to, actually put that to you, like put that in place, and that shit actually work out. That's what I get joy from. So, and it's crazy because some people that I work with, some people that I've dealt with, I can tell that they feel like, or they felt like, oh, she feeling some type of way because she ain't getting no shine, or my shit popping more than her shit, or anything like that. No, I want everybody to make it. I want everybody to be happy, and I'll do whatever I can to help others to make it. You could piss me off that day and did something where I had to cuss you out, but if you needed me for some shit, I'm still gonna look out, because that was in a moment where we had an issue, but this is business, and I want to help anybody that I can business to flourish. I don't want anyone to go through the struggles that I went through in life. So if I can help someone, I will. I don't want no one to have to go through the pressures of doing everything on their own without having any help like I do. You know, I want people to have someone. Everybody needs somebody. I got a video on my website. Everybody needs somebody. So I can be that somebody for people. If you need somebody to talk to, you know, get some advice from, just someone's ear to listen, you know, to the things that you got going on or anything like that. I'm that person. Because I want to see everybody make it. You trying to build a website, you trying to do anything like that, get at me. I will help you. My thing is the more people that I help, the more successful I am as a person. So my success is based on all of the people that I can help to grow. If I can help you be a superstar, and I could be still in the same position that I am, and you're a superstar because of the help and the advice that I gave you, I feel like a superstar. I don't have to be a superstar to feel like a superstar. Same thing with being a boss. I've been a boss. They've been calling me boss lady since 2006. You know, I've been a boss. So when it comes to, oh, well, you ain't got this, you not rocking the hottest shit, you not doing this, that don't make you no boss. A boss is the same thing. A boss is someone who employs others. A boss is someone who helps others to grow. A boss is someone who puts other people in a position to grow. Having the hottest clothes, driving the hottest car, having all the jewelry on don't make you a boss. They make you somebody who had enough money to buy that shit, or somebody else had enough money to buy that shit for you. And then you look at these celebrities, and a lot of people look at them and be like, oh, they got the hottest shit. They doing this and that. A lot of that stuff is given to them because they are a celebrity. They don't have to pay for a lot of that stuff that they get. So don't go to them and feel like you got to look like them, you got to be like them, when you know you can't afford to stand up to that lifestyle. Be you. Be the boss that you are. You don't have to feel like you got to boss up to another level. Be the boss that you are. And being a boss means helping other people to grow. That's what a boss is. So if you have not done that, if you have not put anybody in a position to grow in life, you ain't no boss. You ain't no boss. Remember that, know that, I said that, write it down. Because it's true, you're not a boss unless you help other people to move up from the position that they were in to a higher position. That's what a boss is. I watched this movie this weekend called The Oath. Tiffany Haddish is in it. Shout out to Tiffany Haddish. The shit was funny as hell because her man, which I was surprised she was with a white man in the show, but I ain't got no problem with it. But her dude, he felt like he was the boss in the house. He felt like everything is my way or no way. And it was the whole thing about signing this oath. Everybody was supposed to sign this oath the day after Thanksgiving. And the oath was just basically saying you love your country. You know, you support your country and everything that they doing. And her dude, who, like I said, was a white man. Everybody who knows Tiffany Haddish knows she's a black woman. So her dude was so against signing this oath. He watched the news every day. He did everything, you know, just because he was angry and he wanted to be a part of it. He wanted to hear about it every day. And he discussed it every day, his anger with people signing this oath and, like, they selling out type situation. And it was crazy because Tiffany was along with him the whole time. Like, you would have thought she agreed with everything that he was saying, you know. It's crazy because I thought she was agreeing with everything that he was saying. His family came over for Thanksgiving. It all got into discussion. He found out his sister had signed the oath already. So he's complaining to his woman about this. And, you know, she's kind of like, how do you feel? And it just seems like she was on his side. You know, I understand how you feel. And, you know, let's just be good for Thanksgiving. So the more that everything started coming out, and his whole entire family had signed this oath, and he got so angry to find out that everybody signed this oath, and then come to find out his woman had signed the oath too. So here he was thinking he was the boss in the house. Here he was thinking he was wearing the pants in the house. But he wasn't. He thought he was educating people to be better and to, you know, understand their rights and everything like that. But he wasn't looking at the bigger picture. Tiffany signed the oath because she wanted to look out for her family. She wanted to look out for her kid. Because not signing this oath, everybody knows when the government and stuff come down on you and say you need to do this, if you're the only one not doing it, it's going to be an issue. So, and that's that's what transpired in the movie was, okay, she signed this oath, his whole family signed this oath, and now all of a sudden somebody's knocking at the door wanting to talk to him. Now they want to come and get at him and stuff, and it all looked like it was all because he didn't sign this oath. So I think people need to go watch that movie, because that shows you a little bit of a boss up situation. And in my opinion, he thought he was the boss in the house. He thought everything that he said goes, and Tiffany acknowledged that you know, your word, you act like your word is gold. You act like nobody can go against your word, and that don't make you a boss. It's always telling somebody what to do, always trying to tell somebody what to think. A boss would instill this information in you and allow you to go out here and make these decisions on your own, on if you want to take my opinion, if you want to, you know, do what I said do, or if you want to just take what you can take out of it to make you grow and make you be a better person. Some people do force their opinions on you, and that's not good. Some people do force, you know, what they think you should live and act like, be. They want you to do that, so they force that upon you. Don't fall into those traps. Don't fall into the trap of allowing someone to change you based on their opinion of how you should be. I say listen to what people have to say as far as advice. Take advice from others. But my thing is when somebody tells me something, I listen to everything that they saying, and I take out of it what I want to take out of it, and I move forward. You don't have to go back and forth with a person and tell them they wrong for what they saying. Just take out of it what you want to take out of it and keep moving with it. Everybody got their opinions. Everybody gonna give you advice. Everybody gonna want something. Everybody gonna have something to say in regards to what you doing, where you moving, how you moving, what's going on, who in your life, who not in your life. Everybody gonna have their opinion. They're entitled to that. But you are also entitled to being able to take what you want to take out of that and dealing with that, and then doing away with the rest. You don't have to speak on that you're doing away with the rest. Just take what you want to take out of it. And that's with anything in life, any type of advice, any business, streets, whatever. Like, take out of it what you want to take out of it. You watching movies, you see stuff on TV, I take things a certain way. When I'm watching stuff, I take a certain message out of it. If you take a different message out of it, cool. If you want to sit and discuss with me your message, and I tell you the message that I took out of it, and then you take out of it what you want to take out of it. I don't want to convince somebody to see things my way. I want to just help people to understand how I see things, so they understand me as a person. I don't try to change nobody. I just want people to understand me and why I operate the way I operate. I'm not saying you have to operate like me. I'm not saying you have to act like me. But what I'm saying is this is me, and I'm not going to change. So either you love me or you're going to hate me. And if you hate me, you might want to stay away from me, because that's a whole nother situation. But if you love me, then we're going to love each other, and we're going to help each other to grow and make it to the top. Punishments at the job. For me, I'm dealing with a situation from a hospital bill from 2006. They're garnishing my paycheck $500 every time I get paid. They claim that they served me, which they never did. And I got proof that they never did. But in these situations, let me tell you something. The system is so smart. They know how to fuck you in any situation. Because it's been 13 years, every lawyer that I speak to say, there's really nothing I can do other than pay them to try to do something for me and hope that something happens, but there's no guarantees. And basically what I would pay them is what I would pay of what I owe, so it doesn't make sense to me. So I brought this up because I want people to understand you got to continue to fight for you. Don't let nobody make you feel like you have to give up in any situation. Continue to fight. Even when you feel like there's no fight left, you have to fight for you. You have to fight for your rights. You have to stand up for what you believe in. And you got to stand up for you. You can't allow someone to say, like, they served you, or say you were in a situation that you weren't in. You can't allow that just to go on without you speaking up about it. And I know in certain situations it's hard because you don't get nowhere. You continue to speak up and you don't go nowhere. But if you lay down, they're going to keep fucking with you. And the thing with the system is, what I learned in this situation is, anything can come back up on you. Because that was 13 years ago, and that has now affected my life to this day. 2019, I am affected by something that happened in 2006. So I say this because you need to realize that the choices and the things that go on in your life could affect you later in life. And I said the same thing about Kim Kardashian in regards to the game and him saying, you know, she swallowed his babies or whatever. can't stress it enough that the things that you do when you're younger do come back to bite you when you get older. If you never dealt with it, just because you're done with it and you pushed it aside and it's nothing to you and it's a mute issue to you, don't mean it can't come back on you in the years to come. My thing is for me, what I learned in this situation is if I had kept more documentation for myself, if I would have kept more information from 13 years ago, I may have been in a better position today. I may have been able to fight it a little bit more if I had more documentation. And so what I've learned is I was one of those people who was after 10 years, you know, unless it was like a ticket or something with a court case, that's kind of shit I kept. But bills or anything like that, after 10 years, I'm doing away with it because I didn't want to keep everything and be a hoarder when it comes to bills and things like that. But what I learned in this situation is because I was on Medicaid at the time. But as I started calling these different locations, they could tell me when my Medicaid ended, but they couldn't tell me when my Medicaid started. And the more that I started getting into it, the time that they said that my Medicaid ended, once I would call that Medicaid number, they switched that time as well and say it didn't end at that time. So it's like everybody starts to work together. But had I would have kept my documentation, it would have been no question of the fact of whether or not I was on Medicaid or what was going on at that time, because I would have had that documentation. I went to the defects office and they told me when it ended, and it was like, well, we can't tell you when it started and how long it was going. They said, do you still have that card? Do you still have anything in the mail that you got showing that you was on Medicaid at the time? And I'm like, that was 13 years ago. I didn't keep up with that stuff. But now what I've learned is, regardless, I have to keep up with every document that ever is given to me. Anything that could hurt me in my future, I have to keep that now. And I have to keep it until my dying day. Because you never know when something is going to come back on you. And for me, it's like I can't have these kind of mishaps coming back up on me. I deal with so much. I handle so much. So much is put on me to take care of that I can't have this kind of stuff just popping up out of the blue on me. I got to be prepared to be able to take those type of actions. For me now I have to adjust. Now I have to, you know, shift my lifestyle a little bit until I get on the other side of this. But again, this too shall pass, so I'm not going to stress it. You know, it happened. And my thing is I can't say that I didn't go to the hospital. I can't say that I did. You know, it's been 13 years. I don't remember. I don't remember if I went to the emergency room on that day. I don't know, because they changed the name on the bill. They've done a lot of stuff. So I'm not going to say I did it. I'm not going to say I didn't do it. My thing is if it was my hospital bill, I'm going to own up to it and say, you know what, I will pay my hospital bill. But I don't like the way they went about doing it. If they felt that I owed them 13 years ago, someone should have contacted me. Someone should have said something to me within these last 13 years before we got to this point of you're garnishing my paychecks and I have no say so because you won something out in court that I didn't even have a chance to go to court to stand up for myself with. So I'm going to take care of my responsibilities and do what I got to do. But my thing is sometimes the court systems and the system as a whole put you in a position to where it hurts you to be able to do what you need to do. You know how many people have told me in these last couple of weeks that I need to file bankruptcy? That would be the dumbest thing on earth for me to do. Let me inform people what bankruptcy means. Bankruptcy means you clear that debt that you're in at the moment. Yes. But bankruptcy, here's the thing is, you can, for me, I can pay these people and let them fuck with my life for the next 6 months. 6 months it'll be done. Or I can file bankruptcy and not have to pay these people at all. But bankruptcy stands for me for 7 to 10 years. And when I say stand for you for 7 to 10 years, this shows up on your credit for the next 7 to 10 years that you filed a bankruptcy. That means in regards to getting a house, in regards to buying a car, in regards to purchasing property or of any type, this is gonna fuck with you. This is gonna be in your way in order to be doing things like that. So would you rather have a bankruptcy on your life for 7 to 10 years or deal with something for 6 months? It makes more sense to deal with something for 6 months, because here's the thing is you still have to pay. You have to pay to file bankruptcy. The 2 different lawyers I spoke to in regards to this, it's around $2,000, $2,100, $2,500 to file bankruptcy. So you're gonna have to pay that to file this bankruptcy to get out of this debt that you're in. But that puts you in a bad position for 7 to 10 years. For 7 to 10 years, you basically got to stay where you're at, living where you're at. You basically can't purchase any cars. You can't do anything worth anything with bankruptcy on your name. And you can go ask some of these people who's filed bankruptcy in the past, because they probably will give you this knowledge. But filing bankruptcy is never the route to go. Bankruptcy should be the last resort. If you have nothing else that you can do, and you can't afford to get this money garnished out of your check, or you can't afford, the lifestyle that you're living right now, and you just need to file bankruptcy to get all of this debt off of you, then so be it. Do what you need to do. But if you can still maintain your lifestyle and it doesn't affect your lifestyle, being in the debt that you're in and them taking the money, or you having to spend the money on something, don't file bankruptcy. For me, I really stress this to people. And just because of all the research that I've done in regards to bankruptcy, because people have told me to file bankruptcy. Do not do that. If you are a young person and you trying to get established in this world, and you trying to make it, and you trying to build your family and your empire, bankruptcy is the route that you do not want to take. That will ruin everything that you're trying to do. If you don't believe me, go talk to someone else before you go file bankruptcy. Go talk to somebody else who's dealt with this, who's really went through this process, got to the other side. Because I have talked to people. I've talked to people who are still dealing with it, almost out of it, to the point where now they start to feel good about themselves. They can start purchasing things. They can start doing things. But everybody that I've talked to said the same thing to me that I already knew from doing my research is don't file bankruptcy. That would be the dumbest thing to do. And if you speak to someone and they're telling you that because you owe a debt, you need to file bankruptcy, that person don't have your best interests at heart. Some people will tell you to go file bankruptcy. A lawyer will tell you because you're paying them. They're going to make money off of it. Why wouldn't they tell you to file bankruptcy if they're going to make money? That they're going to benefit from it. Family and friends, if they tell you to do that, it's because they don't want you to come and ask them for nothing. They feel like you're in a position where you're going to have to ask them for something. And it's like, go ahead and file bankruptcy because I don't want to have to help you. To me, anybody who tells you to file bankruptcy don't have your best interests at heart. So you need to make sure you are not listening to people who tell you to do stuff like that. Because sometimes you'll be in a bad situation and it's someone that you've always talked to and confided in, and you feel like they got your best interests at heart. Do your research before you just react upon what someone told you to do. Thank you for tuning in to the Princess with the Real show. Today I discussed Valentine's a little bit. I hope everybody enjoyed their Valentine's Day. I also discussed, when it comes to bankruptcy, and when it comes to knowing yourself and what it means to be a boss. I think there's a lot of things that I can touch on. I will continue to speak my opinion and give my advice on a week-to-week basis on how I feel about different topics. And, based on the things that I've been through in life, I like to give out advice and tell people, be better than me. I want everybody in the world to be better than me, not be me. So thanks again for tuning in this week. If you have any topics that you want me to discuss, anything that, you want to get off your chest, get at me. You can hit me up on my email, princesswiththereal@gmail.com, or princesswiththereal@princesswiththereal.com. You can go to my website, princesswiththereal.com, and you can click on Need My Services, and you can just type in what it is that you want to discuss, or if you want to sit down and talk to me, or if you want to get on a live and do a live video with me. Let's get at it. I'm here to help anybody in any way that I can, and I'm here to listen. Everybody needs somebody, so I'll be that somebody. Thanks again for tuning in. Until next week.
They're not, and it's just because I don't know, because it was just like I woke up one day and I didn't have my cars. His family come took everything, and
Oh, wow.
it was crazy.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're going to have to start from the beginning of that story. I
That's
want to know the
crazy.
whole details of what went down.
Oh, honey, we can go on for days. Like it's crazy. I could write a book about all the
Oh,
stuff.
wow.
Like
It's that deep.
yeah, it is, and I've got two kids. I've got a little, a son who's older, and then I have my little girl Kiki, Kenzie. She's a mess, but she's rotten. She
Now, how
don't.
old are your kids?
Landon is 12 and Kenzie is 4. So
Okay, okay.
yeah, I
So,
started
so,
all
so the
back. Yeah,
12-year-old has been affected by it.
yeah. Well, I got pregnant when I was 16, and so 4 days after I turned 16, I got married.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and my ex, that's where all this shit come from. But yeah,
Okay. So
um,
that's your oldest's father.
yeah, well, both of them.
Both
But
of them. Oh, okay.
yeah, Kenzie doesn't know any different, which Chris, that's her dad, and she
Definitely.
don't know any
Okay.
different. So, but I'm so thankful for him. Like, I literally sat on my kitchen floor for 2 weeks and cried,
Because of
because
everything.
it was crazy because I found evidence and stuff, and
Oh, okay.
um, he found out that I found evidence, and he locked my shit up and wouldn't let me have my purse, and then I tried to get out of the car, and he slammed my head. I mean, there's a lot.
Oh, wow. Wow. We got to
Yeah,
start from
so
the beginning.
that's when it all happened, because he got arrested that night. So,
But how did everything start? Like, how long were you with him?
so I was 14.
So 14, you got pregnant at 16. So 2 years before you got pregnant.
Yeah, and
And so,
and we don't, how young kids are like, oh yeah, we'll get married, and all this stuff, and Lord, if I could tell a kid, or like I tell my son, wait till you're 30, go to college, live your life, find out who you are and what you want in life, so you can set those standards. Don't just, and stuff happens, and I really thought, well, we'll beat the odds, um, but stuff
so
happened.
from let's so going to the beginning, when you first got with him, how was it in the beginning?
It was okay. The first year or two, it was okay, but we were so young. It was just like I got to do whatever I wanted to do, and no one had to tell me what to do, And so, but I was responsible. I didn't go wild and anything like that. But it was hard because we lived with his parents. We lived there for 8 years, and it was really, really hard. You need to go downstairs. Okay, downstairs. Sorry.
Oh, no problem.
I thought the door
Okay,
locked.
so you say you was living with his parents, so y'all had to kind of like abide by his parents' rules.
Yeah, and they were really bossy, but where I was so like, you would not believe like the brainwashing. Like I thought, well, they're kind of strict, or they're controlling, but I was like, I am a teenager still, so I really need to, get with it, do what I have to do, for the
Hmm.
kids. So I got my GED. Uh,
Okay.
when I was 17. It was a year actually before my class graduated, and then I went to college.
And now, are
Um,
y'all the same age? Are you and him the same age?
I was born in 90. He was born in 88. So we were like a year and 9 months, something
Okay.
like that apart. Yeah.
And was he
So,
established at the time when y'all was living with his parents?
what do you mean?
Was he employed? Was he doing something?
Well, yeah, but his parents, like his dad and grandfather, had a construction business, and it was really booming. Like they were making like the big Kia dealerships and everything here in Knoxville, and it,
Okay.
it was doing really, really good. And then it was just like all of a sudden, the skeletons started coming out of their closets, and his mama and papa got divorced, and she had like 30 something credit cards, and I was like,
Oh, so that's when everything started being.
yeah, and I was like, y'all are just nothing but they're liars, like liars. And then it started really coming out, and I was just like, this is weird. And so when I moved in, I know, go ask your dad. He is downstairs. Go. No, he's downstairs. Go. Go.
You know how the kids be. They love to ask mama first.
Yeah, and Chris, he works third shift, so he works 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. So
Oh,
I'm
okay.
here just with the kids, and I'm just like, I cannot wait. Because like he works 3 off 2, work 2 off 3, and so I'm just
Oh,
like,
okay.
kiddos,
Need
because I have to keep them quiet. But I
that
mean,
little break.
yeah, you got to do what you got to do. But
So
um,
you and him, y'all was living with his parents. Everything was good in the beginning. Y'all was talking, get married and everything.
yeah,
What broke that?
and it just, I don't know, well, because we did get married, and he was always like kind of cocky, but not too bad, in school, and everybody would always tell me, don't you don't need that. Like, he's bad news. You know, I was like, y'all are stupid. Like, I love him.
Hmm.
No, so, that was not love, but it was puppy love,
So
maybe.
what was that breaking point that taught you that that wasn't love? Because through everybody telling you, you say you still loved him. So what made you be like, okay, he ain't the one?
That night that he slammed my head in the car door, there was we had went through a lot. Like, I had filed for a divorce before, and like he would get drunk and just randomly act like he was going to hit me or threaten me, you know, and that was like years and years ago. And then it kind of got better, but he started losing a lot of weight, and he got really really sick, and everybody kept saying he's on drugs, he's got to be on drugs, you know. And I was like, there's no way he's on drugs. Like, he works for the National Park Service, like they do randoms whenever. And so I took him to the doctor, had a whole, like, it was 300 and something dollars of blood work done. The doctor called me back the next day and said, get him to the emergency room immediately. His sugar is 792. And
Oh wow.
I said, how is it that high and he's not in a coma? Like, you know, he said, we don't know, but you need to get him there. And I had just had Kenzie. Kenzie was tiny. And because the assault and everything, when he got arrested, it was October 16th, 2016. And that was for the assault. He got arrested again November 8th. It was election day. That's the reason I remember that one. For
So
the other,
the first assault that he got arrested for, that was for he bammed your head against the what now?
I was trying to get out of the car, and I seen him coming because he had it locked up in the car, and like I literally ran around our townhouse 3 times trying to get away from him. But I knew that if I could get past him, I could run faster because he had broke his back in June, and so I
Hmm.
had picked up 2 jobs. I lived at UT Hospital for 21 days.
Oh
The doctor
wow.
said, we're going to do surgery, but he might have 30% chance to make it. And I said, well,
Hmm.
so the year before, in 2015, that was the diabetes stuff.
Hmm.
Um, the he had that wreck, and I really thought everything was going to be okay, because like before he had the wreck, you know how you get those senses and you just know something.
Yeah.
Well, he'd always keep his phone locked, you know, and I would like try to check it or something, and I just knew, but I never thought it was what I really found. But he had the wreck, the phone was locked the whole entire time. I could not get into it, and it was about August. He started slipping up and leaving his phone unlocked and stuff like that, you know, and I would get to it, but he'd snatch it back, you know. And so
Hmm.
he was starting to slip, I guess, where he was getting comfortable doing what he was doing.
What he was doing.
Yeah, well, it wasn't a woman, it was a kid. He got
Yeah.
arrested for soliciting sex to an 11-year-old, my neighbor.
Oh wow.
That's why he slammed my head in the car door, because he knew, because I took pictures of his phone on my phone.
Of what he was doing. And you said it was an 11-year-old, and at that time, how old was he?
He's 30. Wait a minute. I don't know. It was 2 years ago.
So did he sleep with the 11-year-old, or they were just messaging?
Almost. They would meet out back after I would go to
After he
bed.
was asleep? Oh wow.
Yeah, on my back porch, and he was crazy. Like, I've got the
And now, was you
printout of
cool with the
my.
little girl? Like, was she a little girl that came over to the house or something? Like, was you?
She was like a little sister. Like, I
Oh
took
wow.
her to town with me. I took her to the mall. I took
So
her
she
to.
went from being a little girl that she was looking out for to someone who was having an affair with your man.
Mhm.
That's
Mhm.
crazy.
And she
So
was
how
sitting
did you
on the.
deal with that?
He left that night went to go get beer and left his phone sitting there with her dad. And I was sitting on the porch with her, you know, because we were sitting out front and they had left and went to the store. And I was like, I said, bitch, I said, you better be glad, I said, that you're underage. I said, because I would dog walk your ass. I said, let me
That's
tell you that.
crazy.
I said, and she goes, well, no, nothing happened. I said, you were so full of shit. I said, so full of shit. Like, you know
Did you
not to
show her
run out
your
in front of
proof?
a car. You know not to run out in front of a car. You know. I mean, I understand she's a child, but I mean, at the time,
She
I
knew
was
what she was doing.
so.
She was still coming over there, kicking it with you and talking it with you, knowing that she was sneaking around with your man. Now, at 11 years old, people say, you know, they're just a child, but we know when we was 11, we knew what was going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I knew about
So,
the birds and the bees, you know,
yeah,
so.
and that's crazy to hear that, you know, you find out that your man is dealing with somebody, not only that he's dealing with somebody else,
I
but it's an
thought it was like
11-year
a
old.
woman, and I was gonna hunt her down, you know. And I was just like, you really, really have to be kidding me. Like, I was like, that's it. I'm done. Like, you're nasty. When he got back, I said, you're a fucking joke. I said, why would you do that? I said, you need to get your shit and go. I said, because the cops are on their way.
And what
And
was his
all
response?
fucking hell broke loose. And I went outside
Oh,
because I was trying, you know, just to get away. And he walked out and the cops pulled up and I was thinking, oh my God, he's such an idiot. Like he walked right out the door. Like
at the
nothing,
same.
like he acted like, what? Like she's going to back me up. Like, and I was
Oh,
like, no,
wow.
I'm done. Like, I've
Wow.
been through this hell for 13 years. I have been brainwashed by your family to the point I think I'm fucking crazy. You know, like, I
And
mean,
so when you say the family was brainwashing you, what you mean they brainwashed you?
oh, they would like, it would be like little things at first, like they would critique or like, it to the point that it got so bad, they would try to tell me that I was like acting up or just
Oh, so
being
they made you believe
crazy, or
that you
like
was the
they
one
would tell
wrong.
me that I was saying stuff and I knew I was not. I was like, I know I didn't have that conversation with you. Like, you're crazy. And they were like, yeah, you did. So I sat out my old camera on it was a flip phone, and I recorded it. And you can
Oh, wow.
hear
So you
them
had to start
talking about
recording your
it.
conversations to
Yes.
justify what you were
Just
saying.
yes. Because I was like, you all, you know, and that's what got us out of that house, because I told him, I said, I'm either divorcing you or you're going to be a man and we're going to move, because I had found out I was pregnant with, you know, Kenzie, and
Yeah.
you know, and I
And
was just
so
like,
at that point when you got pregnant with your daughter, things was good between y'all.
yeah, and it really got really, really good, and I was like, finally, you know, we've grown up. We're not, you know, the little kids that we were when we had Landon, you know, and I never got to kind of really experience, really be pregnant and enjoy it, and you know, because
Now
like,
here's the thing is with your son, you say you never got to experience that joy in being pregnant. So with your son, like, has their father always been like a physical abuser? Like, has the relationship always been rocky?
with what?
Like between you and the father, like when you had your son, because you said things were good when you was pregnant with your daughter, y'all was gonna move out and stuff. Was it rocky before then outside of his parents, or was it just his parents that influence that was
No,
making it bad?
he was. I mean, he was just an asshole. Like he was very, very arrogant. Kinsey, hang on just a second. Let me.
I'm about to say it's okay. I'm used to kids.
Hold on. Come on. Yeah, I know. You can come up here when Mama gets done, okay?
Hello, everybody who's on live.
Yes, when I get done, okay?
I'm just trying to get the whole story. You know,
No.
everybody go through things. I want to get her story.
No, you don't.
That's how it be when you a mom full time. You got to take a little break out for kids to see.
Lord Almighty. This child of mine, Lord.
I know how it be when you got young ones.
She's like in her. Have you seen that stuff, Nature Boy, on Instagram? Oh my God, I was watching a video, and she goes, "You can call me Nature Girl," and I said, "Oh no, 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 no!" I said, "No." And she
Now,
was
how are
mad.
they with their father? Do they have a relationship with him now?
No, he can't see them, talk to them, nothing until they're 18.
Okay, so we got to back it back up now. So you pregnant? You pregnant with your daughter? You done told him, hey, we good. We on good terms now. We gonna move out your mama
Mhm.
house. We gonna get our own place. Then what happened after that?
Well, come to find out, he had supposedly been looking at this house. It was like a two bed. Okay, Kinsey, go. It was like a two bed. Jesus. Oh. Okay. So we were gonna move out, and everything, and he was supposed to have been looking at a little house, that it wasn't in bad shape, but we could like add on to it if need be.
A
But he
fixer upper.
really wouldn't. So we ended up having to move in with my dad until Kinsey was 8 months old. She was almost walking. Like she was pretty early, and Landon was, I think he was more like a year old when he started walking. But so we moved out, and I still live in the townhouse that everything happened in, because it's just like the court stuff just ended, and I couldn't move, like when it first happened, cops had to escort me to court and back home, because there was the order of protection, and stuff like that, because his lawyer was crazy. Like he would chase me out of the courtroom trying just to talk to me, and I was just like, you
Trying to get you to
call
change your
my
story.
lawyer, buddy. I ain't talking to you. And
So did y'all break up right after you found out about him messing with the 11-year-old?
yeah, well,
Okay.
the assault and everything else, and I was like, there's no way, like my face. I've got the picture
Okay,
somewhere.
so what happened now? When he hit your head, he messed up your face really bad?
Yeah, it was this left side, because like when I went to, because I looked up, I was in the driver's seat because he had threw my shit in my purse and it was in the
Mm-hmm.
passenger seat. And the funny thing is, we had just went and bought that car. He was trying to be nice and all this shit, and I was like, why is he being like, So I had
But
went and
see, and
bought
that's
that
why,
car that
well,
night.
that's why I asked that question. Was he abusive during the whole relationship? Because
He
it
wasn't
sounds like he was
no,
trying to
not
make up
physical,
for some things. He
not
wasn't physical.
physical.
It was just
It was more
verbal.
mental and verbal. Yeah, the
Okay,
verbal,
okay. So he wasn't putting
like
his hands on you.
no, like he would
Okay,
sometimes threaten to, but he
but
didn't.
okay.
But he would like yank shit out of my hands, or he'd like fling stuff. Like if he could not work on a car to save his life, but he wanted to. I don't know. I guess he wanted to act like he could. He was all into that, because when he wrecked, it was, I don't even know. He had a GTO, and it was from Australia, and he had all kind. I mean, like he had a lot of shit. I mean, it was really expensive. And it was
So the
hurt.
first time he put his hands on you was when you found out about the 11-year-old.
Yeah.
That was the first time he put his hands on you. And was that the last time?
Yeah, because he got hauled off to jail, and he's
Okay.
not been
Okay.
back since. Like,
Okay. So you haven't dealt with him since then.
well, he started calling. So he called last week. Hey, mommy. And I was like, how in the world did he get my number? And it come, okay, well, the divorce, no. Like when you go, you like the divorce court fee or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
they left it at the top of my paperwork, and they were supposed to.
Oh, okay. And so the divorce is final.
Yeah, Lord, yeah.
Okay.
It's been way over a
Okay.
year ago since that, you know what I mean? But like, I
Okay.
was looking at it, and I was like, that has to be the only way, because I've changed my number. Because, like, in the beginning, I would get like, people would call me and tell me they're gonna blow up my house, or they're gonna
Well,
stalk
like his friends
me.
and family.
Yeah, because they try to tell everybody that I set him up, and this and
Oh,
that,
okay. You set him
I
up to get
set him
locked
up
up.
and all this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, okay, so that's the reason he's an act, like he's on the sex pedophile list. He's a sex offender. He has to file that. He lost his kids. He lost his family. He lost his wife. He lost his life too, because there ain't nobody in this town gonna
Deal with someone on the sex offender list.
yeah.
Now,
And
okay, so after dealing with all of that, after, you got 2 kids by this man, you don't want to have no communication with him. He done messed your face up. He done
yeah, I
cheated
had a
on you
big
with an
old bruise.
11-year-old.
Oh Lord, he about chipped my cheekbone. So when I had to go to the emergency room, because they sent the crime scene people out here, I was like, oh, Lord Jesus,
Oh, wow.
this is serious. And, I was like, y'all, this is okay. And they said, no, he's a sex offender. It's an open investigation, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, this is crazy. It was
So
like the
after
crime
all of
scene
that,
investigator for him, everything. I was just
after dealing with all of that, first of all, how long did it take your face to heal? Because it don't look like nothing wrong with your face. I'm
no,
looking at you right now, and you can't even tell nothing ever happened. So
no.
how long did it take for you to heal?
It was about almost 7 weeks, 8 weeks, because I
Okay.
even had to go get my license renewed, and they wanted me to take the picture, and I was like, please, no. I said, I start crying. I said, I'm not taking, I'll just drive without my license if y'all, I'm not doing that. I'm not, you know how much hell
So,
it'd be to look
yeah.
at your license and see and it
Yeah.
was like
Yeah.
it wasn't long after it, and I was just like, no, this is
So
bad.
after all of this stuff happened, after you heal, how did you start this transaction of, okay, I'm gonna look for love again, because it seems like you're now in a happy relationship.
Yeah.
So how did you pick back up them pieces and be like, you know what, I got to move on, I got to be strong after dealing with everything that you just dealt with?
Um, well, the court didn't mandate that I take therapy and counseling and stuff like that, but I needed it because I still struggle sometimes with just bottling in stuff and not letting it out, because that's all I knew. I didn't have that happy whole family, and so I guess kind of with Adam, it was just like, I'm gonna try like hell to make it
Was
work.
it was But as far as you staying with him, did you stay with him for as long as you did because you really wanted a family and you really wanted it to make it work because you had kids with him,
Yeah,
knowing the
and
person
it
that he
just
was?
at that time, and when Kenzie and everything, I would have never had, if I'd known this stuff, because this is awful. I dread the day that I have to.
And the reason why I asked that is just because just listening to your story and listening to the things that you went through, it sounds like the signs were there early, and maybe you just wanted that
Yeah,
family so much that you ignored the signs.
yeah, and now that I look back, even them, I learned a lot from just the detectives. They'd come check on me, and they were really, really nice, and they would patrol or just give me advice. Some of them had hell of a story. It was crazy
Mm-hmm.
what they had seen, and I was just this, I've not even had a speeding ticket, and I'm having to deal, I don't even know all these court terms. But no, Doug was just that was one of the main investigators, and I went to school with his wife, so it was kind of neat, so it was a full circle. And the girl that actually come and did my counseling was in the same grade as me. That was kind of awkward at first, but I was just okay, well, she knows the backstory of it, so that kind of helped.
Now, how was it with getting with Chris and, having to, tell him the story
Well,
about what
with
happened?
Chris, I actually, we met in middle school, so we had
Okay.
actually known each other for a long time, and we were boyfriend and girlfriend,
But
middle
did he know
school, high
previously
school.
to did
Oh,
he
he
know
gave
previously to getting back in a relationship with you, everything that you were dealing with already, or did you have to tell him that once y'all got into a relationship?
that what?
Was he already privy to that information, because you guys were already cool, or when you got in a relationship with him, you had to tell him all of the stuff you went through?
Well, I didn't have to tell him a lot because the newspaper picked up the story and made it public.
Oh, okay. Okay, it went public.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's public. So that part that was awful, because they weren't even supposed to pick the story up till the next day, and
Hmm.
they never called to tell me that they released him from jail. Nothing. So I'm.
And now, did you say you're still in the same location right now?
Mhm. And
So, does the little girl still live next door?
no, they moved. Thank
Oh,
God.
okay. Okay.
And
How did that go about? With her parents and everything?
it
How
was
did that
hell.
happen?
I stayed inside my house for a year.
Oh, wow. Wow. What was her parents coming at you?
They tried.
Or
They're drunks though. They drink a lot. Um, I think that's a lot of the reason why she did the thing she did.
So do you think he was paying her, like, and she was helping her family with that, like,
No,
because you gotta.
well, one day he had. No, you're not. You're gonna sit down, or you're gonna go downstairs. No, I'm not gonna do this. No, I'll give you a hug after a while. They want to be sweet whenever they want.
Oh yeah, they want attention when they see you doing something else. That's how it be.
She's got
That's how it be. Tell her we'll be wrapping up
Yeah.
soon.
You're gonna fall out of that. Oh my Lord Jesus.
So now with Chris, everything is good. You're happy. You're
Yeah.
happy.
He's such a good guy. Oh my Lord. He I don't have to
And now,
worry.
when do you plan on telling the kids everything that's going on, or did they know? Like,
Landon knows.
eventually they're gonna ask about their father. So you
Yeah.
said the oldest knows.
Yeah. Now he calls Chris Dad.
Okay.
Because Chris has been here for almost 3 years. Because I mean, it was like it was about the 4th month after everything happened. Chris reached out to me and was like, "If you ever need anything, just call me. Or if you need just to go to the grocery store, if you need me to bring you groceries, you need diapers."
Okay. He was that guy.
Yeah, and he
And
still
it's good to
is.
have someone like that in
It's
your corner. Did
crazy.
you have anyone else? Did you have anyone else looking out for you during that time?
My nosy neighbors were probably more supportive.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
What about your family?
my family kept trying to talk to his family. Like they're the type, like they try to come up for a reason. I can't wrap my head around why he did the things he did. We're normal. We can't like I've tried to, and I've prayed. Like you can't. You have to forgive and let go, because if you don't, it will eat you alive.
That is true. That is true. But at least you went through these experiences. Of course, nobody wants to go through stuff like this. But when
Yeah.
you go through these experiences, it do make you a stronger person, because now you know the signs of what to look for in the next
Yeah.
relationship or
Like
dealing
when
with
I
new
look back
people.
now, I'm just like, holy cow! Like there were so many red flags, and you don't really even pay attention until it's sometimes too
And
late.
it's harder to really recognize it and say this is what it is when you're in it, because you want it to be great. You want to
Yeah.
not see the bad in it. You want to see nothing but the good. But like I said, just hearing your story, I can see the signs from the beginning, but I'm a person looking from the outside in. The
Yeah.
person that's in it, you're not going to see it as clear.
No, and then sometimes it's just like you're so far in, you're like, well, why turn back now? Like, what else could like this?
Yeah,
This is stuff from
and
like a real life nightmare that you don't like.
you
Sometimes
know,
I
yeah.
still have nightmares about it. Like it's crazy. Like it
Well,
really is.
the good thing is you're still alive. You're good. Your kids
Yeah.
are happy. You got a new man in your life, continuing to make you happy and bring you that joy that you want. So I think you came out on top. Like, you dealt with some
Yeah,
struggles,
like
but you
at
came out on
first I
top.
was like, there's something wrong with him. Like, why is he acting like this? There's no way, like, he shouldn't be that nice, or like, why is he bringing me flowers, or why is he calling me so much? Is he just because he's nosy? Like, and that's the stuff that you really do jump through. Like, your
Yeah.
mind will jump through hoops, and it'll jump through hoops quick whenever you're.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm glad you just made it on the other side of it, and I'm glad you're able to tell that story, because anybody knows that if you can't get to that point to tell the story, that means you're not fully over it. And even with the
Yeah.
tears flowing from here and there, it's okay for that to happen, because you're emotionally getting that out. So that's a good thing that you're able to tell your story, and maybe someone else can learn something from this story.
Yeah, you got to put your kids first. And I didn't know what I was going to do, because I literally woke up that next day, and I had court, and my car was gone. The bank account was drained. I have nothing.
Wow. And you started over. So,
Yeah,
kudos
and
to you.
luckily I had saved my EBT card from years and years and years ago, and because that I remember that old lady at the desk. She said, "Save this, you might
Hmm.
need it," and I said, "Okay." Well, I did. I saved it, and luckily I saved it. I called and they gave me emergency, about food voucher thing or whatever on it. Thank God, because it would have been really, really bad. Because here
Yeah.
I've got kid, because Landon was here with me still, and my mom, at the time, she had a condo in Kentucky because they have property up there. So she drove down and come and got Kenzie and kept her for Halloween and stuff, and then brought her back. But it was hard because Landon he'd push up like the couches against the door and sleep in the floor
Hmm.
beside of me because he didn't want to go upstairs. That
Oh, because now was he of age to see? Was he around when the altercation happened?
No, he
Like, okay,
luckily Kenzie and Landon were at my dad's house that night. And the
okay,
next
okay.
morning I called my dad and I said, "You're gonna have to keep him another night." I said, "I'll call you later." I said, "Papa's on his way to get me." I said, I just can't talk right now." I said, I can't, because I was to the point I couldn't breathe because I'd cry, like I couldn't quit crying, and it was bad.
I mean, that's emotional. To even first of all, the fact that you felt like you needed to go through his phones, meaning that you knew something was going on, but to
Mm-hmm.
actually find out that it was an 11-year-old, that's even more of like a
Oh,
hurt because it's
Lord.
like that's a child. Like you
Yeah,
cheated
it's
on
a
me with a
baby.
child.
Like, it's not even like she has like a full figure. Like, she was a stick. Like,
Yeah.
I
It was
might
just
not
like he
be.
just needed something. And
Yeah.
here's my thing
Like,
is
that's not
so
even the child services guy. Lord Jesus.
so
Like,
this is
no.
getting personal. This is getting personal though. So was you and him having issues in the bedroom?
Kind of, sort of, yeah. Because he was a jerk, and I was like, there's no way.
So
It's just,
you didn't want to take it there with him because you felt like he was. So that means there was a lot of issues in the household because you didn't even want to have sex with him.
no, he was an asshole. There's a lot of people that we went to school with, and I about guarantee that they could vouch for that. Like, he didn't deserve a year of my time. Like, I should have never gave him
And you gave him how many years?
13.
13. Wow. And so you would say and you just said he didn't deserve a year of your time. So after the first year, you seen that it wasn't good.
Yeah,
But
and
you wanted
just
to make that. Did you already have your son at that point, or was you pregnant at that point? Like, what made you stay when you knew it wasn't any good? And y'all
well,
weren't married at
I
that
had
time.
actually filed for a divorce. Landon, he was 2, I believe he was 2, and
But so you said after a year of your time, he didn't deserve a year of your time. Was there
oh,
issues
like,
in the
I'm
first
just saying,
year?
like, after all of it, when I
Oh,
look back,
okay,
and
okay,
I was such, like
okay.
staying
Young and naive.
when you have kids, regardless if it's a marriage or just a boyfriend girlfriend relationship, don't be childish. And if you're only staying for the kids, don't do it. It's
And
not
and
worth
and
it.
and that was my next question is if you had to, speak to someone and give them some advice who's been going through things in their relationships, whether it's verbal abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse, or anything like that, what would you tell other people?
Get out, get help, and don't be afraid to, like, don't be ashamed, because it doesn't matter what you look like, because they tried their damnedest to try to make me out to be the bad person, and I didn't even want to leave my house. Like, it was so bad, and
It's
so much
sad.
could have been avoided if I had just left.
But I mean, you left when you got to that point of your breaking point. Everybody has a breaking point, and I can totally understand because it's a lot of people who deal with that in relationships or whatever, and feeling like we've been in it for so long that you don't want
Yeah.
to throw it away. You feel like it's gonna work. You feel like things can get better. But it's good that you got out when you got out because who knows if it would have gotten worse.
Oh, it would. Oh,
So
I'm sure.
So, I commend you from getting on the other side, and I thank you for telling your story today.
Oh, you're
And
welcome.
we'll be in touch.
Oh, definitely, girl. I got stories for days.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live today. But again, thank you for joining today and talking to me, and letting your story be told.
Anytime, anytime, girl. All
All right. Well, you have a good one.
right, bye.
All right. Bye.